Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. Look at this beautiful spring floral packaging. I am particularly fond of the butter yellow labeling, and I like the fact that they have these kitschy flowers in it. They look like they could be tulips, They have a shape that are akin to that sort of flower, or perhaps they are some little tiny flower where they've just taken the little flowers and made them appear to be larger. And then they have the two little leaves on there. It's just really, really cute packaging. Very spring-like, but still understated in the colors. I like these warm colors, and I like that sea foam blue color that the flowers are. That's an interesting color. And even the fact that they have some kind of gray tones in there really looks like spring. Spring can be a little overcast, a little rainy, and quite a few cheery flowers involved in it. Yellow is a color that I always associate with that. You can see that the wraparound allows the light to come out so you can see where your candle is. You have the warming light at the top that gives it what I call that sunrise effect. And then if you look at the light from the flames inside, you get that warm ambiance that a flame gives. And even if you don't use the candle, the label is very, very decorative, and I like that. So the label is an A plus for me, particularly for spring. Funny thing is, when I saw this label in the wintertime, I thought it was a little garish. I thought it was a little bit overdone. But as we get closer to spring and I'm seeing more spring things, I can see where this label really fits in and celebrates the time of the year in the spring. So now let's get into the scent notes. One of the scent notes in here is Daylily. Another one is bergamot zest. And then they have spring sunshine. You see they have the notes listed right there on the candle so that you can see it. They also say that it includes essential oils. And I do believe those claims because I smell candles often now that don't include essential oils, and I can tell the difference in the quality of the fragrance. Okay? So the Daylily scent is one that I pick up. It is unique, and it is the reason why I purchased this candle, because Daylily is a scent that is soft, it's pretty, it's not as cloying as a lily. A daylily is not a lily. A lily is a much, much stronger, more cloying scent, and lilies are poisonous, whereas daylilies are edible. Also, daylilies are just a one-day bloom. That's why they're called daylilies. They bloom one day and then they pass away. And if you're lucky, you can eat them. They are sweet, kind of like a honeysuckle blossom in their flavor. And they're beautiful. They are a flower that's pretty easy. It's disease resistant. And most of us will at some point put a daylily in the garden to have some easy color, you know? The daylily scent, people often will immediately say floral. And I would caution you against that because a rose and a lily smell nothing alike. The same with a freesia. It's not a similar scent. Jasmine is its own unique scent. So there are many flowers, even the orchid flowers like your Cattleya orchids have a very distinct scent to them. And so a daylily is more along the lines of a freesia, in that it is a soft, powdery scent. When you walk by a stand of daylilies, the perfume doesn't travel in the air. You have to get your nose close to a daylily and smell the scent, and you will smell a soft, sweet scent at that point. Now, this lily could be more of a forest lily. There's a little white lily that grows in Eastern America that doesn't grow here. It's a little white lily. And that one has a little bit more fragrance to it than an actual daylily. But in any event, it's soft, it's powdery, and it smells more akin to a freesia than a actual lily, if that helps you out. It might also smell a little bit closer to a narcisse flower, if you've smelled those. Not as strong as narcisse. Narcisse flowers do pack a fragrant punch, and that is like 3 times stronger than a daylily. But I'm just trying to come up with scents that are close to it in case you haven't smelled a freesia flower, because it is similar to a freesia flower, or it's similar to a pumpkin blossom. As we know, I like flowers, so you can see. I'm just trying to give some examples that people might have run into. This doesn't have any rose in it, and it doesn't have any lily in it. So it's a soft, pretty, feminine lily scent. Now here's the kicker. It has bergamot in it. Bergamot is long associated with men's fragrances. So you have this strong, macho bergamot note going on at the same time as you have the daylily scent. So it doesn't come across as extremely feminine. So sometimes the bergamot, which is a strong cologne scent, is more overwhelming than the daylily. I always smell the daylily because I'm just so familiar with it. My nose seeks it out. But that bergamot note is the overwhelming note. So if you like fragrances like black tie, which are almost, in my opinion, exclusively a bergamot scent, if you like cologne scents, you might want to give this floral a chance, because it has a soft, powdery, feminine note that goes against the masculine note. So that could smell like a party where there are both men and women. Finally, it says warm spring sunshine. What I get is a little bit of lemon. I get a citrusy lemon in there, and I adore lemon scents, so I'm 100% on board. And sometimes when I'm not careful and I have this candle going, the lemon becomes stronger to me. And I'll be like, oh, what a pretty lemon scent. And there's a little floral and a little bergamot in the room. Like, say a man and a woman are on a date and they're having a glass of lemon water, or maybe a light lemonade that isn't extremely sweet kind of thing. That's the kind of scent this is. And so it's like really a great spring scent. It is probably my favorite true floral of the season, but it's not my favorite floral fragrance of the season. I would say if you don't normally like florals, but you want something that really smells like spring, this smells like spring flowers in a garden, and bergamot and lemonade, which in my opinion is a great combination. And I think I will enjoy it even more as we get closer to the spring season. Now I want to show you, like I always do, I'm going to turn this candle around. You can see this candle burns a little warm, and so this little plastic design on it is not long for the world. This is how it looks in the back if you don't want to show the label. Sorry, I got a few stains from my using the candle. I don't know if you can see the wax pool, but it's pretty deep. The candle, can you see that? It's an immaculate burn. You get all your money's worth out of that. It does have some mushroom tops, but they're nothing that is troublesome. It does go pretty quickly, so I'm noticing that lately the candles at Bath and Body Works, they're going a little quicker. So you're around that 25 hours time period and not really the 45 hours that we have gotten out of candles in the past, but it's okay. It's still pretty. It's a great scent. Smells like spring. Now let's discuss pricing, because I think pricing is material now that candles are going for $14.50, and oftentimes there is no coupon. And the mailer coupons, I am told, are being discontinued. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with coronavirus. But $14.50 is a lot of money for a scent like this. It is one of my top candles of spring. I think that springtime is a time for floral candles. It's when the flowers bloom in the garden, and I like that. So it's high on my list, and that is why it was one that I picked up. But I got mine in an exchange, so I paid $7.50 for this candle. I bought a candle on Candle Day, and then I exchanged this candle for it. Most recently, I took my time. I could have done that exchange at any time. I could have done it during months and months and months. I took 2 or 3 months to decide, because it's my money and I want to make sure I make the best choice with it. I have not purchased a candle like this for $14.50. It just seems like, even though it's a wonderful fragrance, it's well curated, I think that people who aren't floral lovers will like it. I think that if I had to spend $14.50 on a candle and I wasn't doing an exchange, I probably would have went with strawberry pound cake or blueberry pie. I know those aren't florals, but they're fruits, and they are fruits that I guess more summer fruits, but I just think that $14.50 might be a little bit high for this one. I can because it burns impeccably, I can give it some value, but the packaging, as you can see, as you use the candle, it starts to fall apart, so there's no guarantee it's going to have that same packaging towards the end of it. I could see $10, but I can't see any more than $10 on this. So, decide for yourself what you think of it, what your finances are looking like right now. But I wanted to give my honest opinion on everything. If I were looking at a floral, I have gone through and I try to tell you the best ones that I've gotten a hold of. This is definitely one of those. Jesus loves you, and I love you with all the Jesus in me. Be blessed, beautiful.